SGA, we have stringent measures on and our policies on how we recruit and get our guards on the ground. Our policies requires that first and foremost, we recruit guards from the reserve force. Reserve force, the national service. Then we get in touch with them. We give them our standards requirements. Like a guard must be Form 4, but must have that prior training with the national force. And then from there, now we select now according to the other standards like the height, the education, because they also train some who are below that O level, the ordinary level of education. Then once we've gotten them, then we train them. We take them for a basic training because you'll understand they have this background on the national sort of training, the national defense training, but now we are bringing down now to commercial aspect. Then we take them through 2 weeks training. Then we bring in that aspect now on commercial security, including now other aspects like human rights, respect to human rights, the principles and the compliance to various laws in Tanzania in our security operations. Then we have another process of conducting the background checks and vetting. And we do this in 2 ways. We have our internal process where we do it using our internal vetting officers. We verify their certificates, we verify where they stay. We get in touch with the local government officers, and then also guarantors. We verify the guarantors, you see, and all the certificates that have been attached during the application to see whether they are the genuine certificates. Then we go also for the previous employers. If someone has been employed somewhere else, also we do that to verify whether this person was working there and how perhaps this person left there. As I've said, also we get in touch with the places where we recruit them also, and this now is the reserve force. Yes, and we call it here the regional security team, where it involves also the DC's office sometimes, or the national service security officers, and the others. So that is for our internal. But now there is now again a forensic check, which is being done in liaison with the Ministry of Home Affairs, and that is under police. They do the forensic vetting for people to check whether they have been having any criminal records in the past. And then once we have gotten now also feedback, because we normally write the name of the person and the details, and then we send them with the letter, and then they take time to go scrutinizing the records of each individual, one after the other. And once they've been cleared, they will give us feedback in writing that we have done this and this, and this person is clear. You can move on. He doesn't have, or she doesn't have any criminal records. And then once all that process, internal and external, is completed, is when now we say, now we can now officially employ you. I have my HR team in each of the regions, and all my HR have been trained on our policies and standards requirement. But whenever we have this assignment, I always travel also to join them in the process. But not only during recruitment. Once we have recruited, once we have deployed, we have a follow-up training and a follow-up meeting, not from the HR per se, but from all the head of department. The head of operation will have a schedule to always visit the site, have a meeting with our guards on the ground, just give them a hearing to whatever they've been going through. We'll also meet the customer, you should meet also other stakeholders, and so do I as a human resources manager, and also the managing director. So all the management team we have a schedule to visit those areas during recruitment, after recruitment, and going forward. Like I would say for Barrick, it is just a month has passed since I came out from there, and we have, I had a meeting with all my security guards at different times. Then I proceeded also to Gator Gold Mine. Then I met them. Then I had a lot of discussion with them, just hearing to what they would like, or if they have any concern, which will come to the attention of the management for action. So this is how we've been doing. We always rotate and we have that plan from the HR, me as the HR manager, and other head of departments throughout as we serve the customer. As usual, as the word itself, the minimum wage. Yes, it is the minimum for sure. That is provided, and in most cases, that is not enough. It's not enough considering so many factors in the living standards and the challenges of here and there. So it's not enough to sustain our guard to the end of the month. So what we normally do, we usually top up. We have provided some allowances on top of what is being provided as the minimum wage. So we give them allowances on top of that minimum wage so that they can have something which will help them to survive and earn their living and achieve whatever they aspire to achieve in their life as they work. So we have ensured that they pay, the reward for what they do is handsome enough to make them appreciate the work and dedicate themselves for the work and do whatever it takes to ensure that the customers are receiving the best services from us through our guards. In each and everything, it involves human rights. And as I've mentioned earlier, it starts with the management team. Yes, it starts with the management team understanding those human rights. You see, putting a commitment to respect to those human rights in all our operations and creating policies. Yes, and including those human rights policies or principles in our training manuals, so that, as we say now, we train our guards on the human rights requirement, the principles. Then we, from where we sit, we understand those principles, and we are committed and ready to make sure that they are being implemented. So ICOCA has been a great partner, and the support we have gotten, it has completely shaped the management and our team in the operations. Today, you face any guard, you tell him to tell you, ask him if he understands what is the human right. I can assure you the answers or the feedback you'll get, you'll be surprised. You see, because it starts from, meeting first, understanding yourself, positioning yourself as a security officer. You see, facing a customer. You see, addressing your issues as a security officer, dealing with whoever you have been assigned to deal with. Even a suspect of a criminal, the way you handle them. You see, during interrogation, searching, all those processes, there are requirements step by step to make sure that you are making a meaningful step toward addressing a security issue within the requirement of the principles. So ICOCA has provided a very great support, and the trainings that we have gotten from ICOCA have been calculated in our policies and our training, and I can assure you it is not only implemented by the security guys on the ground, but it starts from the management downwards to the security guards.